Well, hello there, everybody. I'm here with another speed paint video for you guys. And like last week, it's another shiny Pokemon speed paint video. But unlike last week, these aren't my favorite shiny Pokemon. These are actually my sister's favorite shiny Pokemon. Jamie is my younger sister. She is younger than me by 3 years. And of course, growing up together, we both enjoyed Pokemon quite a bit. But I'm the one who really stayed in it, and Jamie, well, not so much. She's pretty familiar with Pokemon pre-Gen 4, but other than that, she's not very familiar with most of the newer ones. Very recently, I actually showed her all the new ones and tried to explain them to her, so now she's a little more familiar than she was before, but yeah, she's not as into it as I am, but she still has a love of these guys. Today, I am drawing some of her favorite shiny Pokemon. That's because it was actually very recently Jamie's birthday. Jamie's birthday is in mid-June, so this is actually going to be coming out a little bit late. But, whatever. Here's a late birthday present for you, James. I asked Jamie what her favorite Pokemon were and what her favorite shinies were. We looked at literally a whole list of a bunch of shiny Pokemon together, wrote down a whole bunch of them, and today I've drawn a few selections from that list, and I'll probably draw more in the future. But today I have 3 illustrations for you guys, so why don't we get started and see what I came up with. Our first shiny Pokemon is actually going to be Mew and Ditto. Mew is Jamie's favorite Pokemon of all time. We used to have this old Mew plush from the 90s or so, and it's still somewhere in the house, I'm sure. We just haven't seen it in a while because it's sort of disappeared into the ether. But for that reason, Mew is Jamie's favorite Pokemon of all time, with Espeon as a close second. Of course, I'm not drawing Espeon here because I already drew Espeon last week, and I think Jamie likes the original colors better than the shiny anyway. Jamie requested that I draw Mew together with Ditto, and that's because they match their base and shiny colors. I'm not sure if Jamie's aware of the prevailing theory / headcanon that Ditto and Mew are somehow related, i.e. that Ditto is a failed clone of Mew. I don't know if Jamie is aware of those thoughts or theories, but either way, I just thought it would be fitting to put these two together. I had a lot of fun with Mew's pose. I tried to make it very gestural and full of movement. And I also had fun trying to figure out a pose for Ditto. Ditto is a Pokemon that really doesn't have a lot of limb action going on, so it's difficult to come up with something that feels like it's moving. But I tried to make Ditto look like it might be jumping. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's pretty cute. And I think these two look like they could be the best of friends together. I tried to make the background this nice pink color to pay homage to their original color palette. And all together we've got a nice little trans flag sort of composition going on, which I think is pretty cute and suits these guys pretty well. This one's a pretty quick drawing. It did not take me terribly long to do. So I thought it would be a very appropriate warm-up for today's video. I'm very happy with how these two came out, so I hope you guys enjoy them too. Next up, we have Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist. Now, before I even get into why Jamie picked these Pokemon, just here's a disclaimer. I had a ton of problems recording this one for some reason. My computer just decided to stop recording in the middle of it sometimes, and ultimately it split this speed paint that wasn't really that long into 4 different chunks, so if the video looks a little weird here, you know why. Anyway, Jamie picked Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist because she really likes their ace flag colors. And she's also a big Halloween nerd. I mean, who isn't? Halloween's really, really good. Pokemon Y is also the only Pokemon game Jamie's ever beaten. She gives credit to this for the customization that was new at the time. So her goal was to beat the game so she could unlock all of the outfits and customization options. I think it also helps that they had a Candid starter with Fennekin, and she loves dogs, of course, so that is why she beat Pokemon Y. And even though Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist are Pokemon X exclusives, I think she still feels a little bit of that Colosian love for these guys, just because they're from that era that she actually spent time with the games. If I had to guess why Jamie picked these two Pokemon, it would probably be related to their appearance. Pumpkaboo is super cute, and Gourgeist is just very femme. Those are generally the two groups of Pokemon Jamie has a lot of fondness for. She likes ones that are very cute, or just a little creature as she would put it, and she also likes ones that are, quote, the most girl per square girl, because that's very much Jamie's philosophy in life, I think. I had a lot of fun with this piece. I tried to keep the palette very purpley. I know that they also have those yellow accents, but I tried to keep the palette of the background very cool, and it's sort of that in-between between cool and warm that purple lends itself to. I tried to give it a sunset vibe, like it might be autumn, but it's a purple autumn as opposed to an orange autumn because of these shiny colors. Despite all the recording difficulties, I still had a lot of fun drawing this. I think these Pokemon are super cute. I'm always a fan of ghost types, and I will take any excuse to draw them, so of course I had to do that. And with that, that is all I have for these guys. I'm pretty happy with how this piece came out, and I hope you guys enjoy how these cute little gourds came out too. This last one is actually a pretty unusual pick for Jamie. This is Zygarde 10% Shiny. Now, if you know me and Jamie in real life, you might know why Jamie picked this Pokemon. And it's because of Charlie. Charlie is our late West Highland White Terrier, or Westie, and he passed away last year, sadly, but he was a really cool little dog. So, in his honor, Jamie described any, quote, white quadruped as being a Charlie. And, well, Zygarde 10% is a dog, so he's quadrupedal, and white is toothpaste. So Jamie really likes this shiny because it reminds her of Charlie, even though Charlie was much more small and stout, and Zygarde's definitely built like a sleek, skinny Doberman. I had a lot of fun drawing this piece. I actually focused most of the process on the background and the rendering more than I did of actually drawing the Pokemon in question. I had actually recently drawn Zygarde for a poster design of mine. Actually, I say recently, but it was actually probably about 2.5 months ago at this point. If you want to buy that print, it's actually for sale on my Ko-fi shop as my Zygarde print. I drew both 10% and 50% Zygarde overlooking Lumio City. And I sort of took that idea to do this piece. Instead of being a vertical composition, this one's more horizontal. And this is less overtly Lumio City. I didn't want it to be 100% clear which city it was we were looking at, but I did want to have that impression that Zygarde is overlooking or watching over humanity by being, quote-unquote, over the city. So, very distantly it is looking out, hanging around the city, and even though people in the city might not be aware that this very powerful legendary dog's out there, it's still keeping an eye out to keep everybody, Pokemon and people, safe, which I thought would be a lot of fun. It also felt extra relevant to be drawing shiny 10% Zygarde because it recently appeared in the Pokemon anime. I am not fully caught up, I'm only caught up to where the dub is currently, but I am always aware of the cultural osmosis of what is happening in the anime, so I felt like it was extra relevant to draw this Pokemon during this time frame because it's making its debut in the anime. I focused a lot on doing purpley color palette for this piece, kind of similar to the Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist piece, except this one's a lot more cool and dark. I really wanted to give the impression like this is a very dark night sky, but it's being illuminated by the warm lights of the city underneath. Sort of giving that, like, light pollution vibe, but what if light pollution looked kinda cool? That's sort of the vibe I wanted to get with this piece. I'm going to shout out the brushes I used for the city in the background, by the way. They are the City Brushes by Devin L. Kurtz. I use a lot of her brushes for so many of my pieces. Even my grass and my plants, all that. That's all her brushes. They are for free on her Gumroad page, I believe. So if you want to go check them out, look it up, Devin L. Kurtz. I use the Clip Studio Paint version of the brushes, of course, because that's the software I use. But I think they're also available on Photoshop and I think Procreate. I am not sure about Procreate, but if you're interested, go check them out. These brushes are really high quality, I have a lot of fun with them, and I find them to be pretty versatile too. I cast a really nice dramatic shadow on Zygarde for this piece. I felt it was very appropriate to have it be very backlit, and even with this deep dark shadow on top of it, its white body stands out against the background pretty dramatically, so I think it's still very readable even though he is almost completely in shadow. I had a lot of fun drawing this. I'm always a big fan of doing a nice nighttime piece. I had a ton of fun doing the shading on Zygarde to make it look extra dramatic, and even though he's just a small part of this overall piece, I think it came out pretty cool. I think it could make like a good wallpaper or something for someone's computer. Maybe I'll start using it as my email background, who knows. Anyway, I had a lot of fun working on this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the process for it. And with that, those are all of the illustrations I have to show you guys today. Feel free to comment with birthday wishes for Jamie. At this point, her birthday was about 2 weeks ago by the time you'll be seeing this, so they'll be a little late, but I think she'll appreciate the birthday wishes nonetheless. If you would like to support me, I recommend checking out my Ko-fi or checking out my Mothman Pride stickers. It is almost the end of June, so if you would like to get these stickers, this is pretty much your last chance. This is the last time I will be posting a YouTube video before the campaign is over. So if you want some of these little gay moths, this is your time to act. I also would like to hit at least one of my stretch goals. At the time of recording, I still haven't done that. So if you guys would like to purchase some stickers, share them with your friends, I would really, really, really appreciate it. I'm really happy with how all 30 designs came out, and I sure would like to print all of them. I want to draw more shinies soon. I will probably draw more of my favorites and Jamie's favorites. I'll also probably draw more favorites of my friends and family, and maybe I'll draw some viewer favorites too. How do you guys feel about trying to hit a subscriber goal? I'm thinking when I hit 100 subscribers, I'll celebrate by doing some of your favorite shiny Pokemon. Maybe I'll make it an extra long video too to really help fit in as many requests as possible. Probably somewhere, I don't know, I could probably do around 10 in one video. It would probably be nice and long. One of my friends has told me that these videos can help them fall asleep, so you know who you are, this one goes out to you. If I hit 100 subs, I'll do a nice, long, very sleepy video for you to fall asleep to. Anyway, next week I think I might start doing some other speed paints that aren't Pokemon related. We'll have to see where my creativity takes me. So if you would like to see that, feel free to subscribe, or don't, I'm not your mother. So thank you all for watching, and go make some art!